Hi everyone, Tori here with December Daily Day 24. So this is Christmas Eve, and I'm really happy with the way that this spread worked out. I just think it looks so classy and pretty, and actually really works with the vibe that I was going through for my whole December Daily, which is black and white and gold with like pops of red and pink. So I ended up just going with black and white and gold, and it's just so pretty. So I started by making this little divider, and I decided to use this print that is from one of the prints that I created in my December prints. I offered those for free on my blog, toribissell.com. So if you want to check out those printables, you can head over there to get those for free. And this is just one of them. It has like this really cool gold print design, and I printed it on vellum, just a frosted vellum, and I'm just trimming that down to 6x8. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stick that in a page protector. And the reason I'm doing that is I just felt like I needed something to divide the 22nd and 23rd, which I did yesterday, and today. So once I got that done, now I'm going to work on the 2-page spread that is going to be December 24th. So on December 24th, I went to the candlelight service at my church, and it was just so beautiful. It was so amazing. And I did get this one photo. You can kind of see it off to the right there. It's a photo of my candle in the darkness as we're singing Silent Night, and it was just so meaningful that I just wanted to add that and journal about it. And I decided to add this print, which is from Jasmine Jones. It says, "Oh come, let us adore him." I just felt like it fit really well for this story that I was going to tell. So I took that print, as you can see, and backed it on some black and white diagonal striped paper from Felicity Jane. I just felt like it really made the print pop. So I just trimmed a little bit off the sides of the print, and then I'm going to just mat that right on that really pretty paper. And I just love how it makes the "Oh come let us adore him" just look so pretty. And then what I was going to do is just add that behind that vellum that I had put in, but on the back of the paper there was like these green stripes looking line things. I didn't like that poking through the vellum, so I am going to just have to add a little piece of white paper just behind that, just so that you can just see that really pretty vellum, but not that green polka dotty stripe pattern that was on the back of that black and white stripe. So I do go to my stash and just grab out a 12x12 piece of paper, and I'm going to mat that on there and then trim around it. So like I said, I wanted to include this photo because I feel like it tells a really beautiful story of that night and what a great time it was. If you have been watching my whole December Daily series, you probably watched as I created my Reason Why page. And if you were here, then you would have heard this. If you weren't here, you can go check out that video afterwards if you'd like. But I shared that my reason why this year has to do with grace. So typically what I'll do is in December, I'll pick my one little word for the next year. And my one little word for last year was joy, and for this year, it's grace. And I typically like to focus my whole December daily also on trying to think of that one little word and keep it in mind. So it all has to do with grace. One of the things I wrote in my one little word page is, "As I remember the reason for the season, I stand in awe of the grace of God. Christmas is an overwhelming expression of God's love through the greatest gift the world has ever received, Christ." The dictionary defines grace as the free and unmerited favor of God as manifested in the salvation of sinners and bestowal of blessings. And then Anne Lamott once said, "I do not understand the mystery of grace, only that it meets us where we are and does not leave us where it found us." And then at the end of my thing, I just say, "His grace covers me. That is all I know. This is all I need. This is what it's all about." And for the whole month of December, I've really been trying to think about what grace means and what it means in my life, and how grace is the reason for this season because it's all about God's gift to us of Jesus. And I know that's definitely spiritual, so those of you who aren't super spiritual, you might be like, okay, this is not for me. But for me, that's what it was about, and I feel like December 24th and the candlelight service at my church totally epitomized that and brought it all back into focus for me. So I am going to write in my journaling a little bit about that and about what a beautiful service it was. So first I'm going to make that left hand page with the "Oh come let us adore him," and as you can see I did add some Wink of Stella just for a little bit of glitz and glam. It just adds like the slightest little bit of glitter. And I did top the eye and him with a enamel dot, like a sparkly white enamel dot from Freckled Fawn. And then I'm going to work on the other side of the spread. And on the other side is where I'm going to add my photo and a big strip of journaling along the right hand side. So the first thing I do is get that vellum piece that I created in there along with that "Oh come let us adore him," and it just creates this really pretty divider page. It's one of those things that's not necessary for your album because it doesn't really do anything, but I do feel like the print by Jasmine Jones that says "Oh come let us adore him" does elevate and enhance and tell part of the story of this beautiful photo. So as you can see my candle, and you do in the photo see a little bit of the people around and the screen, and we were singing "Oh Holy Night." Sorry, that was the dog. And it just kind of tops that whole story off. So what I decided to do was to back that photo with the candle on that black and white striped paper too. I just really love the way that the black on the left-hand side popped with that stripe, and so I wanted to kind of bring that over into the other side, and I'm so glad I do. I just feel like it looks so cohesive. This is like one of the ways that I would make a 2-page spread. And I don't make 2-page spreads. Like if you guys watch my channel, you know that I don't care about that. But I feel like this actually like does kind of turn into a 2-page spread, even though it wasn't what I was really meaning for. I just really love that black and white diagonal stripe. And I love how it looked with that black print and then with the dark black photo as well. So I did find a journaling card. I wanted to add some kind of title to this page, and I had this one that's been in my stash for a while. It's another, I think it's the same. I think it's Jasmine Jones hand lettering too. And it just says "No Greater Love," and it's got gold foil on it. And it did come from Studio Calico, probably again a year ago or a year and a half ago. And I am going to use that kind of as the title for this page. So I did think about using that one 6x8 paper that says something about "light within" or something like that, but I ended up just feeling like it was too busy and not using that. Instead, I'm gonna just keep that one print card and some more black and white stripe because I'm in love with it right now, and just leave it like that on my page. So I end up just lining up the black and white stripe underneath the "No Greater Love" and decided to make it kind of like a strip along the left hand side. And I felt like it actually looked so pretty with the 2 pages next to each other. So I like the way that that turned out. And once I just glue that on there, then I'll just trim it down so it's the right size. And I do end up just trimming that so that it's about, let's say, 4 inches wide, 4x8. So it goes along that one side there, and then I'll just trim off the excess, just trimming it off so that it's not hanging off the page. And I'm going to add that "No Greater Love" is just a title. I will need to trim that down, so I just measured it to make sure that I would have the right height, and I'm going to just add that right above the photo. And I did pick that title because I know kind of what I want to journal about on this page, and it does have to do with that. And I felt like the font, because it's both Jasmine Jones writing on the left and then in that journaling card, it actually worked really well. So I did have a couple pieces about 1/4 inch wide black paper that I trimmed off of the "Oh Come Let Us Adore Him." And I decided to just add that on the sides of the "No Greater Love" card just because I felt like it needed a little definition to make it pop a little more. And I love the way that that worked out. It's one of those things that you do that you're like, oh, I'm so glad I did that. And I thought about adding it along the side there too, but ended up not doing it just because it wasn't wide enough or long enough, sorry. Instead, I'm just going to add like a faux stitching line around that white spot. And I knew that that white spot was where I was going to do my journaling, so I felt like it would just kind of create like a little place for my journaling, and I love adding hand details like faux stitching. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add my journaling there, and the only other thing I add to that box is the roller date stamp, and I want to just share what my journaling says. Mom and I went to the candlelight service at Inn Tuan. That's the name of my church. It was a bit chaotic just before because Mom fell, but the service was profoundly beautiful and meaningful. I seriously can't think of a better way to spend Christmas Eve. It truly puts everything into perspective. Tears came into my eyes as I stood there singing Silent Night. What a perfect reminder of the greatest gift ever given, and a stunning reminder of God's grace and love for mankind. There truly is no greater gift than than a God who would give his own son for me. And I just really wanted to share that, and it felt like all of those titles and everything, it just brings it all back into play. So I did add a couple of things there. I added the number 24, so my chipboard number, and then I did add some Wink of Stella just to the No Greater Love card as well, just because I felt like it would bring some of that sparkle over to the other side of the page. Just to bring a little definition there. Now, I did look at my computer just before I did my journaling, because I did add a couple of those words on my Instagram when I shared the photo. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, will you come over, check me out? I love sharing photos over there. And to be honest, I don't share just scrapbooking stuff. So if you want to see just scrapbooking, then probably just check out my channel. But on my Instagram, I share probably a combination of scrapbooking and personal life stuff. So if you want to just come check me out, I would really appreciate it. Please. Anyways, what I was saying was I had shared a little bit of that when I shared the photo on Instagram. So I just wanted to see what I had said on Instagram to make sure that I captured that in my journaling. And that's what I was just looking at there. Oh, by the way, I'm using a new pen today. I'm using the Illustrated Faith pen, and it's pen tip .65, and I love these pens. They're so nice. They remind me of like a cross between the black fine tip Sharpie pen that I like to use and the other pen, which is from, I think, American Crafts. But I just love that pen. It's the perfect height and perfect like fineness. And I did use that off to the side there. I added my 24, and then I added just a couple enamel dots and things from my stash. Just felt like it needed a little bit of a cluster. I don't know, I love clusters of embellishments, right? So that's it for me today for December Daily Day 24. I'm going to have the 25th and then the 26th to the 31st coming up soon. Check out my blog, toribissell.com, for additional photos and instructions and everything. If you have any comments, let me know. I love it. If you'd like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world. Have a lovely day. Bye.